Jason versus Godzilla. Ooh, I don't know about Jason versus Godzilla. I think for all of like fucking Jason's fury, I think Godzilla can just kind of step on that guy. I don't think he could kill him. Very little seems to be able to. Like fucking liquid nitrogen bath didn't kill Jason. Burning alive didn't kill Jason. Getting blown up with a rocket launcher didn't kill Jason. I don't know if Godzilla could get the job done. But if it's a versus, I don't think Godzilla needs to give a shit. I think he could just step on him all day. Now, if Jason got irradiated and became the size of Godzilla, there you go. Now we're talking. Have to think of a plot. Like, all right. So the idea is we got to get Jason irradiated and big so we can fight Godzilla. So, what's the fight about? It doesn't. I mean, just ostensibly, like, why is this happening at all? It doesn't need to be a good reason. It just needs to be a good enough reason. Like, yeah, what was in Godzilla versus King Kong? I think it's just Godzilla's just attacking Japan again. And so they're like, well, we need to get another monster to fight Godzilla. Hey, let's get King Kong. That sounds good. You know, I'm pretty sure that's how that goes down. I think it's with the King Kong one, you can kind of buy it. You know, you're like, oh, we need a giant monster to fight a giant monster. Okay, great. Jason versus Godzilla, it's gotta have some other dimension to it. Maybe they're already in hell. Like, you know, Godzilla did that comic where it's like Godzilla in hell. Maybe like they're in a hell-like dimension. But then I don't know what the stakes would be. You know, like, what are the stakes of this movie? There needs to be some reason they're fucking fighting, and we need stakes.
Read my pitch.
All right. Guru says he's got a pitch in the chat. Godzilla has sex. Jason hears. All right. Might be onto something. So what we got here is that maybe there's a legit female Godzilla, and King of Monsters Godzilla is hearing the mating call, and he fucking arrives. But it happens. It just so happens that intersection where they're gonna meet is fucking Camp Crystal Lake. All right. Okay. So we got that. Maybe what happens at that point is you've got the American military is like, well, we got to take out Godzilla. And they're like, well, we've got an experimental chemical that we think for some reason is going to kill Godzilla. It's just going to disintegrate him. You know, like the oxygen destroyer. But for some reason it either doesn't work or there's a critical flaw in the idea. Like maybe it has one of those weird effects where like it necrotizes living flesh, but it causes dead necrotized flesh to fucking grow exponentially, you know, but they're like, yeah, but who cares about, like, we can always just clean up the dead animals later because it's not like they're going to move. There's just going to be bigger dead animals. You know, we can handle that better than we can handle like fucking Godzilla stomping all over America. But what they don't realize is that Jason is there. So the bomb goes off. And it turns out because of they've made a horrible calculation, it doesn't work on Godzilla. Like too much radiation or some shit like that. But it does make Jason really big. So now we're there. And now the stake should probably be that while Jason versus Godzilla is happening, this chemical is accidentally somehow, maybe because of the way it interacts with Jason's physiology, is creating a giant zombie apocalypse. Like, not just a zombie apocalypse, but like kaiju-sized zombie apocalypse. Like, you know, like things are coming out of the grave and getting huge. It's like fucking Inhumanoids. You know, like, I guess Jason versus Godzilla has a better ring to it than Jason versus the Inhumanoids. You know, but I did think for a minute there, like bringing in the Inhumanoids. You know, oh, no. That's the shit at the end. That's the shit at the end, which is after whatever has gone down, fucking Inhumanoids come out of the fucking center of the earth and shit. That's what we'll do. Okay. So, how do we bring this home? How do we bring this all home? Like, does Godzilla versus Jason, do they both die? Does one of them win? Or do they both live? Is there any way we can justify giant chainsaw? Like giant chainsaw, giant machete, giant slasher weapon. Can we justify that somehow? Because I think at some point during the fight, Godzilla's got to pick up a chainsaw or a machete or something and use it. Because it's the dumbest thing ever. He's got those little arms. So I think a chainsaw, just because I think that'd be funniest. But Jason doesn't usually use a chainsaw. I think he did like once or twice. But yeah, we could probably whatever. It's more of a Leatherface thing, but whatever. Like no one will care. No one will notice. We just gotta figure out a way of making the chainsaw gigantic. Whoa. Drunk Taka TV's got a point. Fucking Gigan from Final Wars had chainsaw arms. No, you're right. Like, that's got to be the precursor. That's got to be the pre-fight. Fucking Godzilla kills Chainsaw Gigan. Fucking Jason then uses that. He attaches that to, like, the bloody stump of his own arm. It grows on. And now he's Jason with a fucking chainsaw hand. He attacks Godzilla that way. Nah, there you go. That's... That could work. Okay, so how... The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking Jason, Godzilla, and the other giant zombies have all got to be defeated before, like, the Inhumanoids rise and some shit. No, I don't think we want to bring in Giant Robot just yet. I think that's a sequel. We've already got so many elements. We've got giant zombies, we've got Godzilla, we've got Jason, we've got toxic spill, we've got giant chainsaw hands from Gigan. We got enough elements to work for. This is already like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But what brings it all together? We've got a real plot, but now we need our human element, our element that actually brings everything together. The part that has to be there, but like nobody actually gives a shit about. But you got to have it just to tie the whole story together. Do we have a duct tape and hope? Mothra, Godzilla could self-destruct. He could do that. Teens growing dope. Not sure about that. Gamera saves the day. Nah. That's a little. We're already doing 2 franchises. I don't want to bring in 3 until the very end. NASA. Oh, you said you like Guru's idea. I thought he said something other than duct tape and hope. Oh, way before. Oh, I missed it. What was it?
Well, I'd suggest that there is a Friday the 13th convention going on in New Jersey while the fight is going on, and they have a giant replica of his machete outside of the convention center, which he grabs.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, anything like that. Maybe, or even if it's just like something even stupider, like a lumberjack convention, world's biggest chainsaw.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah, there you go. We can do some of that. Oh, man. So, you got Godzilla. That usually means you got a scientist character. We probably do need one just because we're going to be doing, like, chemical weapons and shit. So we got scientist character. Yeah, maybe what we got here is, like, the 2 movies essentially colliding. You've got a Friday the 13th movie, which is kids lost in Crystal Lake as this Godzilla event is about to go down. They're cut off from everyone, no bars, no nothing. All of a sudden military comes in and they're all like, what the fuck? What the hell's happening? They're like, didn't you know? It's fucking giant monsters heading here. They're like, what? Like, we're being chased by a guy in a hockey mask. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's when they realize, like, oh God, right before it goes off, like, oh God, Jason is this killer zombie is out there. Oh God, this means, no, we gotta stop it. But of course they can't. And that's when it goes off. Okay, so you gotta have a guy and a girl and a scientist. Maybe is the scientist a relative of the 2 of the Friday the 13th kids? Are they a relative? That would be quick and snappy. You know, like basically do the Piranha 3D thing where it's like you got two movies, but they're held together by the fact that this one character is another character's mom, or something like that. Nanites that eat dead flesh. Nanites, that's the fucking magic. That's science fiction magic right there. Yeah, nano machines, son. Although if it is nanites, I feel like at some point they actually need to fight a giant. No, no, no. That's it. The humans have to fight a giant nanite, like, because they get big too, and so like the nanite itself is like about the size of a dog, you know. So that's something for them to kill. That's something for them to fucking conquer. A Mega Knight. Ooh, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that frag minion. The Mega Knight. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they gotta, yeah. That's what they gotta do. They gotta turn the nanites against all the others as originally planned, but there's like an adjustment that needs to be made. Like if they could just turn, then they got to convince everybody to do it again, but do it different, so that everything works. Yeah, of course you need a hothead general. Of course you do. Well, maybe not either hot-headed or stubborn. Oh man, what if the science working is working to perfect the science, the same science that brought us Biolante, use it on Jason. No. I like the nanite idea. I like the idea because now we have humans fighting a giant nanite, and I think that would work really well. Should this be a standalone or have Jason and Godzilla been active for a while? No. I think you gotta. I think in order to have Jason versus Godzilla, you gotta set that up. Like that's gotta be the movie. Like, because you hear something like that and you're immediately like, what? How? So the movie's got to be all about explaining how. How do we do this stupid premise? Now, the more I think about it, I think like world's biggest chainsaws got to be the answer. That way we can get rid of that way we don't have to deal with Gigan and we could just have a giant chainsaw. Oh. Jason needs to be played by Kane Hodder. Either fucking Kane Hodder or fucking Derek Mears. Like either one of them. Of course I would want someone like fucking Andy Serkis. I'd say I don't know. Yeah. Maybe Andy Serkis might be able to do Godzilla. Although that'd be the rough part. The fucking compositing would be the rough bit. Like is Jason also CG? Because like if we do Godzilla CG, then we would have to do Jason CG, at least when he's big. That could pose a problem. We could do suit for Godzilla. That way we could just have two big guys. I'm not sure that'd work. I guess it would depend on who you got to direct it, so I guess that's just details. Just deal with the story. Yeah. I feel like at some point, like there needs to be a teasing that God's at the very end after like all the shit goes down, Godzilla and Jason have somehow like fucking merged. Like Godzilla in a hockey mask and shit, Oh man, who would direct Jason versus Godzilla? Well, I mean, my absolute choice would probably be Gareth Edwards. Let them fight. But yeah, he's probably a little too busy. He's got other things to do. If I was willing, if we did it Troma style, Joe Lynch would be a great choice. Do it a little bit more on the cheap. Let it look a little shitty. Like I think Joe Lynch would nail it. Just be like, yeah, okay, Jason versus Godzilla. Let's fucking do this. As long as you got him with the plot. If you got him with the script, like, because you guarantee he'd be like, Jason versus Godzilla. Are you fucking kidding me? But no, you just have to blow him away with the script and have him go like, what? You really want to do this? You're gonna pay for it? I think he'd be convincible. But it'd have to be a hell of a pitch. Horror Guru says Joe Lynch once talked about being attached to a Punisher movie where the villain was a giant hamster ball. What? What? Oh man, Takeshi Miike doing fucking Jason versus Godzilla. Holy shit. If he was like, yeah, let's do this. Perfect. Fucking perfect. Fucking Miike doing Jason versus Godzilla. That, I think, no, 10 out of 10. That's it. We have our guy. You know? And he's done like crazy random shit in the past. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. That man is not too proud to do a movie like Jason versus Godzilla. Oh, how do we follow it? How do you follow it up with a sequel? Oh man. See, that's why I'm like, we tease the Inhumanoids at the end. This is 80s Orama. Giant monster 80s Orama. You know, but you can't bring in shit like Voltron. That'd be a little, that's the wrong kind of stupid. You know, you could do Voltron versus Godzilla, but I don't think you could do Voltron versus Godzilla versus Jason. You know, because you can't really do Jason versus Voltron. That kind of just inherently doesn't work. Oh man, bring fucking, oh dude, fucking a giant Chucky. Oh, dude, if you could swing the rights to that, no, I think that's the winner. I think that might be the fucking winner for one of the sequels, like fucking giant Chucky. That would, holy crap. Like, that would be one of those moments where everyone's just sitting there like, what? What is happening? Would Hasbro be happy with Inhumanoids versus Godzilla? Well, that's why you fucking see if you can make a deal. Well, at this point, we're worrying about production. You know, my worry about a production of a movie like Jason versus Godzilla would be that the suits would want too much input, and they can't have too much input. This movie has got to be as stupid and ridiculous as it needs to be. Otherwise, it will never fucking work. It will never fucking fly. It's got to be the right kind of stupid. You know, there is no doubt in my mind that you could make this a mega blockbuster. The big problem would be getting people to agree with you. Getting people to agree with that would be the hard part. You know, but it could work. As long as you got like the right guys, this movie would work. You know? Yeah, I think a Miike-headed Jason versus Godzilla movie where it's like you keep it like under like 30 mil, you know, because you're doing it like Miike style, you know, I think that could work. I think that has legs. I think that could function. You know, because you could get the international market at that point. You know, because you got Godzilla. Everyone knows Godzilla, and as long as you don't show too many of Jason's bones, you could probably get China in on it as well. They might. Now, the concession I would probably be willing to make is that for some reason the fucking laboratory that makes the nanites is in like fucking Shanghai or Beijing or some shit. You know, I'd make that concession. We spend like maybe like 5 minutes in fucking Beijing and then just fucking move to Crystal Lake. That's like bam, like, you know, maybe it's not even the American government supplying the fucking technology. Could be Chinese. You know, we could work that angle. Yeah, Takeshi Miike's Jason versus Godzilla coming to a theater near you. Fuck yeah. You know, for that matter, another guy I think could probably do it would be Ronnie Yu, the guy who actually did Freddy versus Jason. He could do this movie. Yeah, but I think like my choices in descending order would be Takeshi Miike, Ronnie Yu, Joe Lynch. You know, those would be my picks. And it'd be produced by Robert Rodriguez. 10 out of 10, fucking Oscar. I fucking hope this video processes well because I want to fucking take this whole Jason versus Godzilla section, just make that a video. Greetings, Fright Nights and Monster Girls. Do you know who's sexy? People who donate on Patreon are sexy. And as a reward for your sexiness, you get to see all the uncensored versions of all the videos if you donate any amount. So donate now and join the Children of the Night and support fucked up movies.